religious beliefs or political beliefs. It's so inappropriate. Therapy isn't about religion. It's about understanding the human mind. And my own sister, who has learning disability and trauma, won't even go and see a shrink because she believes her religion says that psychiatrists or psychologists are trying to lure you away from God. I mean, they're not predators. I mean, in every profession there's predators. And being a psychologist, I'm sure being in a position of authority and having vulnerable patients would draw predators, just like it does being a pastor or a president. But there are very few predators there, because when you go and see a licensed secular therapist, they're not supposed to bring their own beliefs, their own agenda, their own political sway into any conversation. I mean, you're supposed to start with an empty plate every time. You try and get the people to think for themselves, not think what I want you to think. And if you have any therapist that does that and you're listening to this, please drop them and get another therapist. If a therapist tells you how to think, how to live your life, and how to interpret trauma, or even forcing you to deal with your trauma, drop them and get another therapist. I mean, my own parents' family was so toxic. I mean, my aunts would scream at my mother, her sisters, that you're not grieving right. You're not grieving in the right way. Why aren't you crying? I mean, you can't make somebody grieve when they're not ready. And some people don't grieve outwardly. Some grieve internally. And therapy is kind of like a death. You start to realize, especially if you have RTS, religious trauma syndrome, it's like a divorce. When you leave your religion, it's a combination of mourning a death and mourning a marriage through divorce. It's so traumatizing. And what really angers me is when religious Christian apologetics talk about that it's cool or it's hip to deconstruct. I don't think it's ever been hip in any situation. It's almost as traumatic as healing a broken leg or dealing with post-traumatic stress, because a lot of people, especially coming out of Scientology, Christianity, or Islam, suffer extreme complex PTSD. It's not hip and it's not popular. Even people who go through surgeries to change gender or change identities, like the transsexual community, it's not hip, it's not popular, it's very traumatic. It can be very hard to change yourself from being a woman to a man or vice versa. It's never done to be popular. I'm not saying nobody on this planet does it to become popular. I'm saying that's not why people do it, any more than people get married because they want to be miserable. And that's not why people get married. Of course, that's usually how it ends up, but it's very traumatic. And my parents were very musically inclined. They loved music. They liked instruments. My father could play the banjo. He could play the violin a little, especially